bullshit. I guarantee you he's awake right now. I can guarantee you Lewis is awake right the fuck right now.
Oh, his spider sense is tingling because he knows we're talking about him.
Wake up in the morning and look ourselves in the mirror and not see a bitch.
All right, what's up, everyone? It's the Any Given Sunday podcast, Week 7 recap. I'm on here with all kinds of folks. It's Rebel Scum, your no-time champ, joined with the other no-time champ. Rudy's replacements was cracking. Rudy.
Same old, man. It's just trickling down.
Yeah, man. Us down here in the losers brackets. Sorry about that, buddy. Also here chilling with the.
Did that game officially end?
No, it's a minute.
Still rocking? No, it's not over. There's still some time in that game.
Still got the defense going, man. There's a chance.
There is actually a really good chance here. All right, TBD on that, man. TBD on that. And JC, you're unmuted right now, and I was about to introduce you as the 2023 AGS defending champ and current league powerhouse. And JC. What the?
Sorry, I just swallowed a queef. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
My bad. What's up, boys? What's up? What's going on? Go Dodgers. Go freaking Dodgers. East Coast, West Coast beef activated. Let's go.
I have a 2-week ban now extending on all New York rap artists, New York rappers. I'm not playing any of that shit. It's all LA West Coast shit. Rolling.
Facts.
Boom. Commissioner, the 4-time champ. What's good with you, Siebert Frogs?
Yeah, good to be here, man. Back on the winning side. Good to see you guys.
And we're joined by 2 OGs of the league. First, we've got the 2014 champ, formerly known as Captain Hook, always beloved in our hearts. What's up, Hook?
What's up? My new name is Retired Chief. Retired Hook.
Retired Rasta.
Hey, before you introduce Eric, you got the game on in the background, man. We're getting a lot of.
Oh yeah, let me turn that shit on. My bad.
I think it just ruined
this nigga's watching
introduction.
naked niggas.
Is that what that was? I thought
You watching naked niggas with baby oil wrestle around in the background, bro. Like, chill,
hey, yeah, we should run that back.
All right, that's all.
All right, I can hear you guys now.
I'm trying to side text this dude like, hey, bro, mute your TV.
That's my bad. I'm doing a bad job on the mic management. Well, everybody already knows everybody. We just introduced Hook, and we got the 2008 champ, Pimps, with the TV going on in the background.
My bad, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. TV's off. Game's still going, but all right, I'm here.
It's all good, man. Far from professional production over here. We had a gnarly week 7. I had a terrible week 7, but some of you guys really crushed it this week. And we'll just start off with who I think is the powerhouse of the league, rocking the Dodger Blues. NJC, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm just trying to remain humble, good friend. I'm appreciative of the outing. Lamar put up 5 TDs. Barkley went to New York and just feasted 176 yards on the ground. He did so good. The coach said, "Yo, bro, you're like 13 yards away from your PR. You want to do it?" He was like, "Nah, let him eat." So happy with that output. Kyron put up 2. Drake London seems to be consistent. So that and we got the squad back, boys. We got Njoku back. I think the championship squad is back. So I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. I tried to give Oops a little heads up a little late on Aaron Jones being active. So that was 18.5 points on the bench. But I don't know. I guess he didn't have
That's not
enough.
your responsibility. That's not your responsibility. His cousin was supposed to take care of that for him.
Yeah, but he made it very clear he's on his bye week this week. So bye Cuzzo, bye collusion, bye everything. So.
Speaking of him being on a bye week and not showing up, our normal host is here for our viewing audience. Quan's missing tonight, and he gave us an excuse as to why he wasn't showing up, but I think there's two schools of thought, and NJC talked about one. I don't think he wanted to face the music about his cousin Quee Swallower. He brings this new league member to AGS, and he pumps him up as somebody who's going to be fully engaged and hosting viewing parties and loves football, is going to be super competitive. That new league member he vouched for started the Minnesota Vikings backup running back this week over the starter. So not a good look for Quan Jr. The other school of thought, and this one was more personal for me, he spent the last day of his bye week trolling Jamon and I. We're 49ers fans about the current state of the Niners and all these injuries piling up.
Mm-hmm.
And in the very maybe first quarter, second quarter of tonight's game, his wide receiver gets injured. And, we talk about the fantasy guys, man, and Quan's been feeling himself, but I think that's a perfect example of the fantasy guys, delivering a blow to his team after he was talking a little shit. Zay Flowers did not score another point. He did come back in the game, but he finished with 2.5 points. He didn't score another point after that injury. And I think I'd also like to point out, we got Eric here with the Raiders backdrop. Quan, he's new to Rams fandom, like a lot of guys in LA. He was a Raiders fan for 17 years of his life, and now all of a sudden he's super Ram fan and talking shit about the Niners. And I'll point out his new team that he's been a fan of maybe a couple years is actually 2-4 and in last place in the NFC West.
Yeah, that did sound personal. I was actually going to bring this up, so I'm glad you did, Kamish. I think he's dodging because he let Queef down. He let Cuzzo down. He didn't want to face the music. But you touched on something that's also personal to me. I don't like people that are wishy-washy fans. Okay, I got a lot of respect for my guy Pimps, not only because he served our country. Also, thank you to Captain Hook, both
Thanks for your service, boys.
But I mean, true Raiders fans, we've been through some shit. And BC, I'm hoping that you're a legit Dodgers fan. I believe that you are. This is the most blue I've seen you rock in a long time, but it's okay. I just appreciate people who go through the good times and the bad. That's it, man. So we call in the question, lose. Yeah, I know he bought season tickets, but he really flipped as soon as they won that Super Bowl. He's like, the Raiders who? Oakland who? Convenient that they moved to Las Vegas, because then you could just say, well, they're a different team now. But yeah, man. Unfortunately, our regular guest host couldn't be here tonight because he had to wake up early.
Yeah, which is bullshit. I guarantee you he's awake right now. I can guarantee you Lewis is awake right the fuck right now.
Oh, his spider sense is tingling because he knows we're talking about him.
Yeah, NJC, anything else you want to say? I know it was kind of an easy week for you, but I think this is a really good lead into next week's matchup. You're going to be facing the commissioner next week. The commissioner just got to win, and let's be honest, his losses are all hard luck losses. How are you feeling about going into your matchup next week with the commish?
Lennon's always been a formidable opponent. I mean, he's a 4-time champ. You can besmirch it all you want, but the new roster he's got is competitive, man. So I'm gonna say the same week after week. I'm gonna put my lineup in and see what they can do, and hopefully we come out victorious. But I take no opponent for granted. So
okay, because a couple weeks ago, you looked directly past everyone that was between you and Lou, and you were basically like, "Hey, me and you, Quan, I got you week 9," which completely disavowed everybody that came between. So
that's a good point, and let me address that. It was meant with no disrespect to the other GMs in the league. I just You know, he's cruising for a bruising. Everybody knows it. He's cruising for a good, solid bruising, and I just, you know, just you know, for the benefit of the league, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to deliver that ass whipping. That's it. That's it. But nah, man, I look every week we do our best. So good luck to you, Coop. I just hope you don't win. That's it.
I just hope you got all of your points out of your system this week, man, because you had a monster week, man. You know, we had the big mega trade last year, and now I got to face it. I got to face Lamar Jackson, who is looking like he might be the front runner for a third MVP, man. So just take it easy on me next week, NJC.
You know, it's funny. You said face the music. I really was prepared to talk to Lewis directly on this podcast. I actually saved a couple comments on the thread specifically for the podcast. So Coop, thank you. I'll take it as easy as possible, but you know, we're coming in full girth. So you know, just take it. As far as
don't let him off the hook, man.
No, I'm not letting him off the hook. I mean, he came on here and he tried to talk about my drafting strategy. He tried to say that his dynasty drafting strategy of building towards the future that's not going to come was superior to my, you know, blow it or show it strategy. You know, with all humbleness in mind, you see it. You see it. All right.
Yeah, I want to talk about talking shit. I want to talk about talking shit about people's drafts. Maybe it should just be put on pause. I think some folks laughed at your draft, NJC. I'm not joking. And I think I may have even said, not on record, but I looked at your running game. Like, he's always got a good running game. You can't count him out. But, you know, the rest of it. And I think we just got to put it on pause, man. That shit always comes back and smacks people right across the chin. We did with Sugandis. We did with you. That talking shit about rosters is all bad. It just
because the guys don't like it, I guess.
It's tough because we have a whole episode dedicated to breaking down the draft, right? So I mean, it's part of the game, fun. Man. It's fun. You have to do it. You have to look at the teams on paper, and that's a fun part of fantasy, man. You never know what's actually going to happen, but we can have fun talking shit and then having it thrown back in our face weeks later when we were all wrong.
It's not fun when that fun doesn't happen to you, and you know, year to year you think about it. Well, hey, great job with the win, NJC. You're rolling. Frogs, you're on the uptick, man. Let's talk. This is a big win for you. NJC actually just claimed first place because you helped him. You knocked out Sugandis. How you feeling about that one?
You know, you're welcome, NJC. You're welcome, Quan.
You.
You guys are back at the top of the league. You know, it's a good win. Cinque was the number one team in AGS, so that's obviously a great win. Little caveat to that is he was severely impacted by bye weeks, but I'll take it, man. I've had some tough losses throughout the season. I need every win I can get. You know, if I could string together 2 in a row next week, that would be amazing. You know, I mentioned the trade. You know what, NJC, I've always wondered, and I didn't think about it in the moment, but at the time of the trade, I think we were up against the trade deadline. You were desperate for a quarterback. I had Lamar and Tua. I think you had some past relationship with Tua on your roster. And I always second guess myself, would you have done a deal for Tua at all?
No, man, I actually laughed to myself when you kept Tua. I knew that dude was a fucking piece of shit. Remember, I drafted him and had him on a contract for a couple of years. And
God damn, fucking piece of shit.
I mean, he figured out how to throw to Tyreek Hill, but what can you say Tua did in his time in the fucking league?
Well, it's hard to play football when you're not conscious.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I definitely wouldn't have done a deal for, especially a first and second round. I know I unloaded.
No. I would think the compensation would be completely different. But
oh yeah, no.
I mean, it's easy to say now. You know, Lamar at the moment of the trade was not who he is today. Clearly, I mean, Tua looked like a capable quarterback, which is why I felt safe moving Lamar at the time. So yeah, today's NJC, but I never approached the subject of another quarterback with you. So I always think about that. But going into the game, you got Lamar balling out. So good trade for you. I'm happy with the return I've gotten. I had every intention of replacing him with Jordan Love. I was able to get Jordan Love. I feel like he's going to be a good quarterback for me moving forward. The first piece of that trade was Malik Neighbors. I'm not mad at that. I mean, not the best game, but he's coming back off of a major concussion. So I think he'll as the season goes by, I think he'll get back to where he was before the concussion. And I still have another pick next year. So
Yeah.
This game, man, I mean, Bijan Robinson kind of led the way for the team. I know Quan was second guessing his status as a RB1, but he came through for me this week. Broncos D pause on Thursday night, man, was a great way to kick off the week. Had me feeling myself a little bit Thursday night when I sent the little Bronco head gif. Man, I think it's pronounced Seibert, but I'm Seibert Frogs, man. My kicker, Seibert, 17 points. I like that dude, man. Washington. I think Jaden Daniels will be back, so that offense is looking good, man. So nice win this week. Surprise, 27 points on the bench from Rashad White. That dude's up and down, but I like it. Bad news for the Frogs. Jamison Williams looks like he's going to be suspended again. This dude's been suspended now for gambling and for now it looks like performance-enhancing drugs. So, he's just a fill-in. He's a fill-in until I get Puka Nacua back and hopefully Jonathan Brooks, who's practicing now. So that dude won't be in the starting lineup for much longer.
Yeah, that's looking scary, bro. If you still, I forgot you had Puka in the chamber. Whew.
Yeah, man, got to be feeling good going forward. This win moves you within one win of 500, and I didn't get down your schedule for the next couple of weeks, but are you moving into a little softer schedule there for yourself? I know you already got the
man. After NJC, then I get you bottom feeders, man. You got a game.
Oh, that's right. We play.
Who's coming second and Rudy? That I almost feel like that should that win be awarded 80 to 75 points. Well, we're out here. We got teams scoring 168, 130, like battling to the death. Curse and Jamon go down 130 to 128. But that 80-point W means the same as all our other W's, man. I can't wait for some games against teams scoring sub 100.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's talk more about that, Rudy. I mean, you got Brandon Ayuk went out. The dude didn't even finish the game. You're going to hold that against him? I'm guessing he would have scored more than 70 points with a healthy Brandon Ayuk.
Bro, I think he would have.
I got Ayuk down. Laporte's injured. I got everybody that is of some importance is down and out. Like it's bottom feeding time over here. It's
pause.
Yeah, it's sucking dick at the gas station time, bro.
Oh damn, you a lot lizard? You lot lizard days, dog? Hey, but I mean, you play golf over Cousins, you get the W, bro. So you had it. It's not like it was an impossible reach.
Yeah, okay.
That's a tough one to pull, though. I mean,
dog. God could have asked you about Singletary.
I'm just calling it how it is, bro. Just calling.
You thought it looked like Goff had a bad matchup, right? The Vikings defense is pretty strong, and the Seahawks are coming off of 3 losses. It was a home game.
Golf in the dome, though. Golf in the dome. He balls.
Oh yeah. Y'all gonna sit there and look at that roster and say that shit?
Hey, hindsight is as clear as these thick ass glasses, dog.
Yeah. Well,
you got a strong running back core. Tank Bigsby and Bucky Irby combining for damn near 50 points together.
Yeah.
About as strong as chocolate shit.
So Rudy, are you changing the name from Rudy's Replacements to Rudy's Glory Holes?
I'm still not coming in last.
There's a lot of football left for that. I don't even want to think about that because I've got Vussy next week and he might beat me for his only win of the season.
Yeah, all right.
No, please
Rudy's a-
don't. I want him to get 0 losses, 0 wins
Yeah,
for
me
the whole
too.
year.
Me too, man. But as
walls are
someone
gone.
who I probably would have got beat anyways if Jaden Daniels didn't get hurt and Debo Samuels didn't try to play with pneumonia. What the fuck was going on there?
All right.
It doesn't matter, but I can relate to Rudy's pain because at least I would have put up a more respectable score than 76. Did I even get that? 76.5 points. So
Shit.
not your
I
bad.
know
I
now.
mean,
It is my bad. It is my bad. What you talking about? Just long as I don't come in, just long as I don't come in last, then I got my picks.
bro,
That's-
me
that's
talking to
fair.
you about this is me doing my own psychological, mental health for myself. And you saying that it is my fault is like my own voice in my own fucking head right now. It doesn't help me right now, dog.
Hey,
You know?
hey, funny thing, Nick. My bad to cut you out, but
What?
you might have spoken something out into the universe, man, about that Vusi last week because Vusi sets a perfect lineup. He beats Quan this week.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, a lot of ifs and buts, right? Candy and nuts, whatever they say, man.
No, I'm gonna double down on that, man, because I have a note tonight, and Scum, picture this. All right, it's week 8. You're going up against winless Boo. We've been talking about it all season, and he uses
Mhm.
Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, who scored 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games, 2 tonight, and he uses
Mhm.
Mark Andrews to squeak by you by I don't know, half a point, 1 point, 1.5 to win the first game of the season. Man, I
Yeah.
don't know. For some reason, I'm seeing this vision, Scum.
That was the note you were saving for me the whole night?
No.
That was it?
I
Okay,
have more
well,
notes. I have more notes for you.
thank you. That is probably what's going to happen because that's just the name of my fucking game. So good for that. Good for him. Maybe as a matter of fact, if he wins next week, I promise you it'll be the first time we've heard from him the entire season. It'll be something like "fuck you, cracker," and it'll be like a fist in a jar of mayonnaise. It'll be some shit, man. It'll be
He's
great.
waiting. That's what he's waiting for. He's waiting to pop his cherry, and then he may come back and start and talk.
It'll be a lot of Django clips, is what it's going to be. A lot of clips from Django is what it's going to be. Pimps. Speaking of beating on the white man, Pimps, you really took it to me this week, Pimps. Nice job.
You know, but honestly, I thought you had it because before Thursday games, you had the upper hand. You had the matchups basically. So, and then after Williams went crazy on Thursday night, I was like, oh shit, here we go. But
Yeah.
I didn't see Daniels going down. I didn't see Debo playing with pneumonia and all that bullshit. So you got a solid squad. It just man, it's fantasy football. Any given Sunday, that shit happens.
Brother, you said it best. My life is just one long honey dicking, and any given Sunday, the league has been a lot of honey dickens. So, honey dicked again. How are you feeling going forward? Because I did look at your schedule, and I mean, you do have to run through or match up against the Frogs, Sugandis. You still have the Curse, but you still got a couple of friendly matchups in there. You have a good squad too. Speaking of any given Sunday, I mean, you put up $120 a couple of times. You put up, I think, $120, 25 in a loss. You know, you've had some hard luck losses. So how are you feeling about your squad?
I feel this is like the best team I've had in honestly in like 3 or 4 years. I've been hit with the injury bug, as you all know. I mean, devastating. Finally, it's happening to other people instead of me. I mean, other than Isaiah. I feel that I have a squad that can get into the top 6, and that's all I'm trying to do is get into that top 6 because anything can happen in the playoffs. So I'm pretty strong at running back for once. Receiver, we'll see what DK does next week, but I'm feeling a little confident. After T. Ruth, I have coming up. That's going to be we always play each other pretty good. So if I can get past him, it's going to be tough, but
Yeah, man. I was thinking, we both came into this matchup at 500, and I really looked at this week as a turning point in the season, crossroads either way. So picking up the L for me is a huge blow to my confidence. And I pretty much said, yeah, I don't think this season's going to work out for me the way I hoped it would. On the other hand, you get that when you're above 500, like you said, now you see just getting in the top 6 it's right there. You can almost taste that shit, But
Right, like last year, sorry to cut you off, but last year I made it to the playoffs with 6 wins. So I'm figuring 7 wins is the benchmark to try to get into at least the 6th seed. And that's all I'm trying to do. And once I get in, hey, let's dance, baby. Let's see what happens.
7 is the magic number, good brother. And I'm looking at your roster, bro. You had 40 points from Mayfield on the bench. You had 21 points from Hunt on the bench. You had those in your roster. You're putting up 140 burger, bro. So that's dangerous.
And I've been thinking
at this
about
point
that.
in the season.
I've left Mayfield on the bench for the last 3 games, and he's outscored Hunt. Hurts, my bad. Hurts. But now with Godwin down, I kind of have
And
to see
Evans
how
went
he
out
does.
too.
So it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We'll see. But yeah,
Point is, man, you got a decent squad, brother. Like, you're dangerous, man. So keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Just real quick.
I also think.
Sorry, Fry. Just real quick before we get to you and then cover the curse and T. Ruth. Evans and Godwin go down, and I know Mark Andrews had 3 TDs, but I'm looking at Cade Otton here, maybe benefiting from that. So maybe I can get the 2 white guy tight ends to just neutralize each other. I don't know, but 16 points there. And maybe a healthy Jaden Daniels back for a matchup against the Bears, which should be pretty fire.
Yeah, I just had a couple notes. NJC talked about most of them. Nice pickup with Kareem Hunt. I mean, off the living room couch and scoring 21 points in fantasy football. Good job with that, Eric. I think also the new coaching regime is opening up some things for Breece Hall and with the Jets, man, 24 points. You mentioned Baker Mayfield. Out of your quarterback situation, have you started the right quarterback ever this season?
no, and it's cost me some wins. It cost me a win against you, and it's cost me a win against. Let me see who else. I can't remember, but it's cost me 2 wins. So technically I should be 5-2 right now. So
It's tough,
because
man.
of fucking Baker.
Getting that perfect lineup is always difficult to pull off, man. But it's good to have talent that's available on the bench. Now, to Scum, and this was the note I had for you, Scum. If you could, and I put this note together before what happened on Sunday. So I know that a lot has changed since I put this together. But if you could take us back, Scum, take us back to Thursday night. You still had hopes of victory. You got out to a great start with Javonte Williams, 23.5 points. You drafted Javonte in 2021, and you stuck with him through the highs and the lows. You have him on a 4-year contract. You've re-upped it every season, even when he was injured. In that moment on Thursday, what did it feel like, man, to watch him have that breakout game that you kind of, I would assume, been hoping for? And you had him in your starting lineup, for example, no one saw – I had this conversation with LJ because he also left him on his bench in his league. No one saw George Pickens coming out and having that big game. We didn't know Russell Wilson was going to be able to air the ball out like that. But you had Javonte, who you've held down for so long, and you got to see reap the rewards of that, at least for Thursday night, man. So how did it feel watching that and seeing that play out?
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That's probably one of the only rookie. Actually, he didn't even pay off. Who am I kidding? This is the best game of his career. I've held on to him for 4 years thinking he was going to do something. And really because, part of you, when you pick a rookie, invest yourself in this dude, and you don't want to be the guy that cuts him too soon and then he blows up on someone else's roster and you feel like an asshole for that. So it felt great. The Saints have a terrible run defense, so I figured if he's not doing it this week, fucking done. But the truth is I can't even cut him. So it's not done. I'm just going to run him out there every week. I mean, it felt all right. It would have felt a lot better if it contributed to a win. So be it. Hopefully they can get something going. It looks like the Broncos offense is taking a turn. It's hard to tell again against the Saints run defense how good that Broncos O-line is if it's improved, but whatever, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I don't know why I've hung on to him for this long, but I have. Fucking crazy.
Well, let's get through the last couple of games, and I want to get to our special guest tonight before we put him to sleep over there on the couch.
I see. Yeah, the old guys are getting tired, man. I could see it. It's happening.
I'm an old man. I go to sleep early.
Not only that, but who knows what kind of global timeline you're on right now. Like you still might be on Thai time,
Bali time, yeah.
Bali time. Yeah, we have one more game to get to, and that is one that ended up being a lot closer than I thought it would. The Curse and T-Ruth. T-Ruth almost came back and pulled up a huge upset, but he didn't. And I'm still thinking those two guys, they're obviously a force of nature. And I think we called Trick Daddy T-Ruth the tricky team. He is very tricky. He's always finding a way to get in there. And it's not always the slurps helping him out. It's just him, man. It's Derrick Henry is the slurp that helped him out. God, that guy just gives and keeps on giving, man.
I'll point out one interesting tidbit about this game is that they had a trade. They traded with each other the week that they played against each other. And only one player out of that trade, Nick Chubb, was actually started. The Curse benched Amari Cooper, which could have added another 14 points to the Curse's score this week. The counselor benched Keon Coleman, who could have added, if he starts him. And so if the counselor got Chubb and Keon Coleman, he starts Chubb, he benches Coleman, you reverse that, and the counselor wins. So that was interesting to see that play out. Tough matchup, man. Game of the week for sure, right?
For
2-4-2 teams. And Curse sneaks out with the victory.
I wanted to point out one thing really quick in that matchup. With tonight's game, Derrick Henry did not touch the ball for the first hour of the game.
What was that about? Did they ever report?
Well, I
think
think
standing there with his helmet in his.
So they did a couple shots to the coaching staff saying that the days of him getting 30 carries are gone. What I personally think they're doing is saving him for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. But he's a fourth quarter closer. I mean, they were giving a whole bunch of stats about what he has done single-handedly in the fourth quarter, and it's something ridiculous. So I don't think we're going to see the 30, the 20 plus carries, but I do think you're still going to see 20 plus points every week in fantasy from him. So
he might
there you go.
He might do the most with his touches and his opportunities maybe than any player in the league currently. I mean, limited touches, sits for the first half almost, or doesn't get the ball, and he still puts up 25.5 points.
His second touch was an 80-yard run.
I heard him on the radio last week. He said he just looks forward at the end zone when he's running. He doesn't see anything.
You can
else.
see it.
If
you go back and look at the play when he got caught by that whatever DB caught him in the angle, he was surprised that he got caught because he was so focused. And the fact that a 6'2", 250-pound dude hit over 20 miles an hour twice this season for a fifth round pick.
Tackle that.
Fifth round pick. What was it? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Still paying dividends.
Yeah. He has over 10,000 yards.
Making him relevant every year. He's relevant as long as that guy's there. Beautiful.
And that also, before Mike Evans went out, he scored his 100th touchdown. That was another gift of Boo to Curse that helped him beat his
early in the game.
Real quick, can we just? I don't think we did Quan Voodoo. If we could just run that one down really quickly, that could be a third reason that Quan didn't come on tonight. He only beat Voodoo, the worst team in the league, by I think 13.5 points. So
and I will retort that Vu puts Sam Darnold in, and
Sam Darnold, Mark Andrews, Chris Boswell.
Game
he
is
has the
over.
points.
Game is over.
I also just want to
Juan,
point out that before I cut Mark Andrews, after the first game of the season, Voodoo sent me a text, the only text he sent me directly this season, and it was, Mark Andrews fucking sucks. That's why I cut him.
and he'll be starting them against you next week, guaranteed.
And he's going to come back to earth next week, and K. Dotton's going to eat.
Christ.
hope so.
That's what. Yeah, he'll come back to earth. He'll have Kyle Pitts on the bench, and Pitts will go off.
Yep.
Got it. Please keep that train rolling. Wonderful week 7. That was a lot of fun. But we got the OGs on here, and Mimi's time is coming up here pretty soon. We're pushing almost 9:30, and we got Global Captain Hook out over here. Captain Hook, you've been traveling around the world. I don't know, how many countries have you seen in the last year, and what's your top 3 favorite places you've been to?
Zimbabwe.
Oh shit. Oh shit, we got the high
I think his
altitude internet
Wi-Fi
connection.
is as old as him.
Oh no.
He's still on that AOL Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You know what? While he works out that issue, Eric, I have a question, man, and we'll come back to the other.
Yes,
question.
sir.
Eric, I want to know, man, what is the difference of your AGS experience with Derek not in the league compared to what it was like when he was in the league?
I'm not gonna lie, I miss him. That's my boy. But yeah, all you guys are my boys. So I mean, you know, I'm the older statesman basically, without old man D Nice. But you know,
He said, "Fuck that nigga, we fun."
You guys are hilarious, man. I love hanging with you guys. I know you probably thought I was gonna leave the league, but fuck that. I'm gonna be with you guys till the cows come home, man.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's what I'm talking about, OG.
I love hanging out with you, BC, man. You're crazy ass. You keep. I'm gonna keep it PG, but you know, hey, I miss him though. I don't miss him fleecing me for those trades, but you know, that won him a championship. I won't mention JJ, but
Yeah, we all miss Captain Hook in the league, man, and we'll get to that. Looks like he's figured out his internet issues. Go back to it, Scum. Ask that question one more time.
Yeah, Captain Hook. In case you didn't hear me the first time, you've been all around we've been to a lot of countries in the last year. What are your top 3 favorite spots that you've been to in the last 365, and why?
You're muted.
Please unmute yourself.
God damn.
Jesus.
No wonder he's not in the league.
All right.
Lisa, come help me out.
I got it. All right.
You're good though.
You know, as you guys were going with this, I said, man, I wish they had this shit when I was on, but you motherfuckers would clown me on my draft picks. You'd really clown me on my technology skills.
100%.
But Mallorca, Spain was probably the best. Electric, pleasantly surprised, no expectations, beautiful weather, beautiful people, good food. It was nice. It was nice. I can't say nothing bad about Mallorca. Put it on your list.
Boom, Mallorca.
Yes.
How long were you in Bali for? It felt like you were there for a month.
We were in Bali. Your money goes a long way. We were in Bali for a week. Pleasantly surprised on that one too. We had a driver for 8 hours. It cost you $50.
Oh, Manny came too.
Oh, shit.
He did call me every day though. Manny called me every day. He missed
I
me.
bet he did. He sent you dick pics.
The food was good, and I mean, hey, I went to this monkey thing, and I'm thinking, oh, the little monkeys, this is gonna be cute. Them little motherfuckers got big teeth, and I was scared as fuck of them little motherfuckers. I couldn't wait to get out of that monkey place.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it was bad. They're everywhere, dude. And they'll
That
snatch
sounds
your
like my Saturday night.
they'll snatch your
God
glasses, they'll snatch anything off of you. So I was like, man, there wasn't a lot of brothers over there either.
Hey, I got to ask you a question, man. I mean, thank you for joining us last year, and thanks for coming back. And thanks for, you come out to the draft, man. You hang with us, man. So you may not be in the league, but we still get to see you all the time. We still get to have fun with you, man. We've had a lot of laughs throughout the years, man. And I'll get on that in a minute. But real quick, since Nick brought up travels, man, you did a big thing since the last time we were on this podcast, man. You and Shalisa went on the Amazing Race. Talk to us a little bit about that experience.
So I knew about the show. I didn't really watch it, and just I was recently retired, and there was an opportunity. My niece said go on it, and I'm retired and got nothing else to do, so we applied. And you go through all kind of emotions. I think that, hey, we're gonna do pretty good on this, but then when you get there, man, it's like $1 million. They're gonna make you work for that shit. And Shalisa and I, if you guys know Shalisa, she's a strong personality woman, and I realized
That's what they call it, personality, though.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be PG. Personality woman.
But she would drive me crazy. But I didn't want to be the angry black dude on TV, so I would acquiesce more than I probably should have. But it was a good experience, good time. I'll never do that shit again. But it was cool. It was cool. You didn't get to really see places though, because you're too busy trying to get through the task and things of that sort. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What
Well,
was? Go
now
ahead.
that you've been exposed to the world, you could you have some I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna go back there, I'm gonna check this out and enjoy it in the future.
Yes. I don't know if you guys watched the show at all, but the time that I really, really just enjoyed myself was we had just climbed that big ass rock in Colombia, tired as fuck. You get up there and it's beautiful, but you can't look. And then we had to run down, and then we got to on a little boat, and it was just like, man, it was nice. We were on the water, we were chilling. I was like, man, I could really, really enjoy this shit. I could see it until I saw this boat behind us with some other dudes that were from Colombia. And they spoke to their driver in Spanish, and them motherfuckers walked past us. And that kind of pissed me off, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I gotta ask a question, man. I mean, his fight's coming up next month. You're sounding a lot like Mike Tyson, man. Is there something in your mouth, man? What? You have braces or something? What is that?
It's probably because of this. I'm on my cell phone now. I don't know if it's the mic on that or what. I don't know.
No, it's
You
my
sound real Mike
nuts, fool.
Tyson-ish.
Is that Tyson fight gonna happen?
Yeah, I heard it's November 15th. It's like a Friday night in Dallas. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm a big Tyson fan, even if he's older.
Think he's
and
gonna win
JC,
that
you're
shit?
muted. Yeah,
I
they
think
pushed that
so.
back. to
I
July.
hope so.
He's fighting that Paul dude. Is that really?
Jake
Yeah,
Paul.
one of the Paul brothers.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
He's about to get rocked.
Yeah,
by an 80-year-old dude. Mike Tyson
Hopefully.
came out of retirement to whoop that white boy's ass.
Hey, man, you
176
talked
years
about,
old.
and Nick cut me off, man. I got a couple questions here. So if you got
No,
some
you're
you want
good.
to knock out first, okay, I'll keep going, man.
Yeah.
You
Quan's
kind
not
of
here,
talk.
so you can do what you got to do.
You
Can we
kind of
move
talk
on,
about
please,
that,
and talk fantasy football?
right? That competitiveness on Amazing Race, man. But we have you and Eric. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. It's a special episode. Your days go back. Is it to the Air Force or before that?
Goes back to high school.
It goes back. We were like what, 13 years old when we met.
Right.
And-
But the best moment was me and Eric were in 5th period English class together. And Eric, I feel bad because he was a studious motherfucker. And me, I just kind of got by. So I'm like, man, fuck, let's ditch. He's like, nah, I gotta get this B+. I gotta get this B+. And I'm like, man, fuck this B, let's go. And he wouldn't go. We got our grades. I had a better grade than him. He's like, man, fuck this shit. I should just leave with you.
That shit pissed me off. Now I could not understand that shit. This motherfucker would rarely be in class. He'd be at the beach because we're at Westchester High. Beach is right down the street. He's at the beach partying and doing whatever. And I'm here studying for this fucking test. This motherfucker walks in, takes a test, leaves, and he scores. Man, that shit still. Man, why'd you bring that shit up, motherfucker?
but on the other side of the coin, so Eric was that's the kind of student he was, right? So I go in the Air Force in November. Eric goes in December, and I got stationed out here, and Eric got stationed in Texas. When this nigga Eric came back to California, he was like, "My new name is Doc," and he got a plate that said Doc Lieutenant. He was just terrorizing people.
See, what happened was when I got to this, when I was just this humble guy that went in, but I was hanging around these guys from New York, and those guys are just crazy. So New Yorkers, I don't know if you guys know too much about them, but they're just like a different breed, man. So I was all my buddies were from New York, and I'm just this West Coast idiot, 17, 18 years old. So I came back as a New Yorker, I guess.
Well,
New
I think what you'll
attitude.
notice, man, is like, especially watching baseball, it's not just New York, but it's also a lot of these cats are from like the Dominican and Puerto Rico, and they bring a lot of, that's a different lifestyle, man. And you know, it's influenced. Clearly, you saw that influence hanging around with those guys.
Right. New Yorkers are so much fun, man. They just love the party. They love life. I mean, God damn, I was just like, oh my God. Now, fuck the Yankees. I'll say that now. But hey,
the Yankees.
I had fun hanging out with those knuckleheads. So
Hey,
You know
I bought
what?
a little of that to Derek.
You
If I
know
can make
what?
a little
Fuck New
note-
York. Women, weed, and weather. All right, that's what we got better out here.
There
Women,
you go.
weed, and weather. Go ahead, Kamish.
100.
No, I just want to say, man, thank you guys both for your service, man, and something that really hits home to me personally, based on, you know, the sacrifice you guys made in joining the Air Force. Not only is that reflected in our current league member Emmett Smith, who's a founding father, but also I've been able to see it with Corey Hackett, right? And then, you know, personally with me, with my nephew, he was kind of in a lost place, man. And both you guys are uncles to him and mentors to him, and kind of got him on a good path. My nephew Dominic, he's a loyal listener because he's currently in the Air Force, and you know, this is his way of keeping in touch with his family, man. He listens to us every week.
Shout out to Dominic, man.
What up, Dom? Hey, put like 5 or 6 of those strokes out there for me, bro.
No, but thank you guys, man, for getting him out of the funk he was in and getting him on the right path. He's enjoying life. He's in DC and Chocolate City. He's having fun, and he's matured and becoming a man. So I appreciate you guys.
No problem, man. Dom, you know, he's friends. Him and my boy graduated the same year at Bosco, so I know him. He's a good kid, and he's kind of following the same path that I followed when I was in the service. So, and like I told him, like you told him to call me anytime if he ever gets out. I got a job waiting for him, and whatever he needs, whatever advice, I'm here for him, man. So
That's dope, man. So that's why you're the OG, big homie.
man, I hang out with you, BC. You keep me young, man. And I love your posts, man. Your inspirational Instagram posts, man. I love it.
Man, listen, I'm just out here trying to make people smile one day at a time.
The subtle thirst traps.
The subtle thirst traps. Hey, speaking of thirst traps, hey, Cap, let me ask you a question, bro. I got to ask it for the podcast officially. I've asked you in private, but I got to ask you in front of everybody, brother. Do you miss us? Would you come back if you had another chance? Would you undo what you did?
Yes, and you know what? When you guys were talking about the guy that joined when I was at the party and I left, I was like, damn, I could have been in. I got time now. I got thick skin now. Seaver could talk all the shit he wants to. I don't give a fuck. I can smoke weed now and just diss him. So yes, I do. You guys got a good thing going on, fellas.
Let me
Hey, you might be on deck.
We might have two
ways playing. You might be on deck.
I was about to ask the commissioner this question because we're talking about family and we're talking about legacies here. You guys, the commish, you guys are family. Roots run deep there. Commish, does this motherfucker have to be on a waiting list? Like if the spots open up and he's like, pencil me in.
Derek has had an open invite to return anytime he wants. He's a founding father of AGS. Him and Eric, we talked about this in previous podcasts. They were in the league that came before AGS. So whenever Derek wants back in, he can have back in. It won't be the franchise that he gave up. It'll be a new franchise, and you have to work, man. And it's hard. It's hard to build that.
Hey, I have an idea actually.
Yeah,
I have an idea. I think Queefs and Lou should co-manage Lou's team, and we give Captain that team.
Hey, all I'm saying is mark the time. I'm saying yes. Mark it, red dot this shit. So when the opening comes up, it's on the record.
We got
You
you,
say you
man.
have thick skin, but that's until you suffer your first embarrassing loss and you got to stare in this camera and just take the nuts on the chin.
I'm gonna do like BT and blow big smoke and say, you know what? I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
Was it
He's
the,
saying that he's saying that because he's 6-1.
was it the Arizona Cardinals, one of your keepers one year or some shit?
No, it was the Houston. It was the defense.
I'm
It was
not
the
bringing up old
defense.
shit. I'm just saying.
But that's back in the days when the defense started with like 23 points. Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a
He's
different
still
day.
mad that he gave me Julio Jones. That's all it is.
I had a piece of that Julio too.
Fuck, man, that was for a third round pick. I'll never. I remember when Coop was talking about some of the blunders he made a couple of podcasts ago. I was thinking about mine and Julio Jones. God damn, fuck, that
Julio
was
Jones. I had some of that juicy meat. Pause.
Oh,
Fuck.
God.
Speaking of something I might regret, I dropped Ricky Pearsall and the whole fucking receiving core of San Francisco decides to die. What
He's
the
the
fuck
number
is
one
that?
receiver now.
He's gonna be great by default. What the fuck?
Hey, I got one. We talked about Dominic. I got one more family note before we come back into AGS and wrap it up, man. But we got Eric on here. We got Derek. Derek's daughter Cheyenne is also Eric's goddaughter. If I'm obviously I'm not wrong. Last time we were on the podcast, we talked about raising that student athlete, and you gave some good advice for what we should do with our children. But now it's another level, man. She's graduated college, and just this week, she passed her registered nurses board, man. So I know that's
man.
huge for her, man. Congrats.
Congrats.
Talk us through that journey, man, that accomplishment, man, and seeing her level up in life.
Cheyenne, she used to think that I was mean as fuck. So she marries a guy that she says is like me. So I give him credit. He pushed her. She had her bachelor's, and he's a doctor, so he wanted her to get into nursing. So she went back to school for a nursing thing, and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And she's like, Dad, I gotta pass this damn test after. So Cheyenne got off this. I give her credit. She got off of social media. She locked down. She studied, took the test one time and passed. So now she's preparing for an interview at UCLA next week. So
Hey man,
fingers
that's
crossed,
awesome.
man. That'll be
Wow.
nice.
My
That's
mom was
sick.
the RN, so congratulations, brother.
Congrats, beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
El
well
Mexicano's
done,
mom was a nurse as well, man. A couple of my aunts. Shout out to No IG Cheyenne.
That's
Well,
dope,
she's
dude.
gonna be back now. She's gonna start living her life now. She can relax. But I just like the fact that she's grown up and she's like, you know what, I gotta lock this down, take this serious. And that's all you want as a parent, man. You just when the fucking light finally clicks on with somebody else, and you've been telling them stuff, they've been listening. That's all you want.
Man, I'm waiting for that day, brother. Hopefully it kicks in with this little knucklehead.
I saw him at the movie at LJ's party, man. You're doing great with him. So keep it
Thanks,
up.
man.
Keep it
Thank
up.
you. Appreciate
Hey
it.
man, you see the brick back here. You see the bunny. We got BC. You got me, man. That's what you need in your life, man. You need a good noob to come in. A noob came in and whipped your sister into shape. A noob came in, whipped Cheyenne into shape. That's what we're here for, man.
That's what we're here for.
I'm gonna tell a quick story.
Yo, baby,
I'm gonna tell a quick story to shout out the Noops. Actually, I'm on the college recruiting trail often and heavy these last couple of months, and I have a friend. She recruits for another university, but I kicked it with her this weekend, and she asked me, she's like, "What are Noops?" And I had to explain to her. I told her what they were, what they're about, and she was like, "Yeah, I was. These girls came up to my table." And the first thing they asked me are like, "Do you guys have any noops at your college?" And she was like, "I don't know what those are." And they dipped out. That was it. So the
Where
legacy
are
rolls on,
the
man.
noobs?
Hey, speaking of though, one real quick shout out. I want to say that after 20 years, we have some new boys on the yard. Congratulations to the new incoming 3 of Santa Barbara. We got Jimmy Madigan. We have we have David Okereke, and we have Gregory Woodson. So those are 3 noobs we have on the yard in Santa Barbara. Since we're talking about it, we just crossed a line of 9 this past weekend. So yo to the noobs.
Hey man, we also had the pleasure of bringing in. I wasn't as involved as you, but we got 5 or 6 that just came through GA. And shout out my classmate, man, and lifelong friend Kelly Hawkins. her nephew came through my chapter, man. So it was dope to
sir.
see a girl that I went to, hung out with in high school, and now her nephew's following in our footsteps, man. So that's what it's all about.
Yep. Congrats.
Hey, Eric, it's not too late. Go ahead and cross or do whatever they call that shit.
Motherfucker.
Niggas, how old is you? Hold up.
Hey, we
He's
got
older,
we got grad chapter, man. We got grad chapter. Hey, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to AGS, man. Real quick, Eric. It's been a while, man. They talk about me. And I'm happy you're on here. Maybe you could defend us old heads who won championships in the BC era, man. But Eric won a championship in 2008. Derek, you won an AGS championship in 2014. What, if anything, it's been a while. What do you guys recall about your championship runs?
Go ahead,
Like
Jimmy.
you guys were talking about, I wasn't a dominant team. You just want. I remember I just wanted to slide in and make it, and then I played you in the championship, and your team gets hot at the right time, and I got joy out of you being fearful of me, and I was like, that's all I needed because you were dominating back then, and my team got on fire, man, and you play the right folks, and it pays off, and that cash at the end was pretty goddamn nice.
Yeah, you got me, man. I came into the matchup super confident. I think I was like, look, man, I'm gonna beat you out. Here's $200. Just walk away with your pride. And you were like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna beat your ass, and you did, and I had to pay you out, man.
Yeah. Alexis, since you brought it, Alexis was like, don't do it. She was on my side on that one because you must have been talking so much shit. She was like, don't do it. I'm like, all right, fuck it, all in.
With me, it was I think Jimmy won the first one, and I went against him in the championship. So my second year, I lost that one. So the second year was Jimmy and I again, and I won that one. I don't know if that's happened before. Two top teams going back to back. I should have won the first one, but I believe, Commish, you can correct me if I'm wrong. We were the playoffs started, or the championship game was like the last week of the season back then, where everybody was sitting, and then we changed it.
We had to fix that. Yep.
Yeah. So I had a lot of people sitting down, and so I should have won that fucking first one. But hey, that's how it goes.
Yeah, we had to make changes, man, and I think we have a well-oiled machine now. But yeah, first couple of years, I mean, if you go into our league constitution, there's like 25 rules that we've made since the start. Right. So it took us a while to get here, and now we're doing, podcasts on YouTube, man. A lot has changed since back then, man. What do you guys think about? It's something we talk about here on the podcast a lot. We kind of shit on the teams now that only have one championship. You guys both have one championship. Fair or foul on teams with multiple chips talking shit?
Hey, you earn it. You deserve the right. Everybody wants to be like a champion, so talk all the shit you want.
I think as long as we've been around, I think you should have two, man. I mean, I'm in the same boat. I mean, I started out kicking ass, and then now I went from sugar to shit, so to speak, from a razor blade to an alcohol river. I don't know however you want to say it. I had chances, injuries. I can come up with all the excuses in the world. Derek fleecing me for fucking Julio Jones, all that bullshit. But hey, I mean, just to get that second one is going to be so sweet. Oh my God, I can't wait.
Well,
you've heard it. It's on.
The difference is, though, Eric, see, I was gone for a couple of years. I don't give a fuck what kind of team I have. I'll get my second one before you do.
Oh, shit.
And you can lick my balls. How about lick my balls?
Oh, that's balls.
We have it on the record.
Balls.
2 chips minimum puts you at the top of the
2 chips you can talk.
2 chips you can talk. So Nick, Emmett, you got a ways
to go.
Quite some climbing to do before you can.
Hey, Eric, you mentioned Jimmy and you playing back to back. That we're potentially looking at that. You never know what's going to happen. But NJC and Quan went up against each other last year, and they're 2 of the top teams this year. So
yeah, they're both.
See it happen again.
Honestly, they're the 2 strongest teams right now. And I give credit where credit is due, and it's going to be We'll see. Well, like I say, I just trying to get into the top 6 and let's dance. Let's dance, baby. You never know. Any given Sunday.
That's
I
all
think
I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
Well, I
make
to
some
hope I
do.
don't
noise.
see you.
That's
How
all
about
I'm
that?
trying
I
to
hope you
do.
see. I hope you see Lewis.
I
Dude,
got
it's gonna
one
get
last
rocked.
question for
All right.
you guys, man, and then I'll shut up. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm going to take over. But
Pushing an hour. It's all good.
we got, you talk about the league that preceded AGS, and with AGS, we're talking about 19 years of fantasy football, thanks to Eric's original league that turned into Any Given Sunday. Both of you, if you don't mind, man, what's the most memorable, funny, sad, whatever, happy moment from your time being in or even just around the league, man? And I'll leave you guys with that one.
Well, I'm a festive person, so I always enjoy the parties. So I'll leave it there. But going back, some of the names of some of the old people. I mean, Chocolate Thunder. I mean, just that name right there just fits him. I don't remember what Ducey's name was,
Oh
but
yeah.
those were fun. And I go back to the shit talking's always been great, but 20 years old, we're still younger than Eric's daddy was, but he would get so goddamn mad at stuff. It was just funny, man.
I know.
When
I'm not
somebody
paying
gets
$50.
super mad.
Right. For no reason. I remember that.
Tell them we're at 250 now.
Oh man. So
Come a long
yeah,
way.
I would say, what was fun was the New Orleans trip. That was really, really fun. I mean, I enjoyed that one. We had a good time. And something outside of the league with Derek is my mouth still tastes salty. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Wow.
He said his mouth tastes salty.
Yeah, that was Hall's fucking. Hey, I want to hear that. That's a soundbite for that ass.
Oh man.
Hey, Sid, we
Sounds
had
My
the
mouth still salty.
we had the
Better-
inside joke last week. They got it this week, NJC.
Yeah. Ours sounded better. That was weird.
No, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
that I've known this motherfucker my whole adult life. So it's something about that, man.
Yeah,
we could just
But-
laugh and laugh and laugh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I'm Cheyenne's godfather. He's my son's goddaddy. So yeah, we've been around for a minute.
that means you guys have shared some cream pie sampling from what it sounds like. So
Oh God.
moving
That's
right on
disgusting.
from
Hey, I'm looking
Eskimo
at the screen here,
brethrens.
man. It's funny because me and NJC got the same stories that you guys have.
Yep. We go
I'm
back to
looking
high
at here,
school.
man. Me and Derek are brown. He's got Ice-T. I got Drake, man. We've had some good friendships throughout the year.
I will say this. Derek, take a shower next time, motherfucker. That's all.
Okay. See, that's
Oh
pause.
my
All right,
god.
he was trying to stall you out. Then it, AGS, that
love
G
that
stands
one.
for something else.
I think the A might stand for something else too.
Oh shit!
We know the S
Right.
stands for salty.
Oh man! High school days or something else, man.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, no,
high
but for real
school
though,
days.
man, we appreciate y'all. We seriously, no, for real. We appreciate you being part of the league, OG. Like you bring that that wisdom, you bring that perspective. You always show up no matter what. You always bring something. You cool. It's always it's a bitch trying to get something to trade with your ass. It must be Julio Jones trauma. But no, we miss you, Cap. I miss talking shit to your ass and you crying about the waiver wires. If a spot opens up, dude.
Did you guys fix that though? Is that fixed?
Nope, we still killing.
Damn.
That's the best
What do you
part
mean
of it, baby.
fixed?
That's where I get paid.
10,
Baby, the waiver
20 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yo, man, I'm feasting. I don't care if I'm knee deep. I will roll out and check the waiver run.
All right. Hey, well, I ain't got shit to do now, so I'm down. All right.
Hey, I have a feeling the spots go open pretty soon. 'Cause that's some bullshit.
Hey,
But
you
I
said
will
he
say
always-
this. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, BC, I was just piggybacking. He said you always bring something. It's not something. He always brings that bottle of Patron. He's known for that bottle of Patron, which is why when he came in last place, his name was Penis and Patron.
Yeah.
That was actually a very complimentary avatar
Yeah,
you
you
gave
got-
him. You gave him a gigantic penis holding a bottle of tequila. Could that have been any more complimentary?
And I'm riding it. I'm on
Especially
top
considering this damn conversation it seems to be accurate.
Oh,
You gotta be complimentary to the OGs.
No,
yeah.
yeah, for
Because if
sure,
it was
for
anyone
sure.
else, that giant penis would have been going in a Photoshop butthole for sure.
Oh yeah.
100% torn wide open.
But
Hey,
if I-
say
if-
someone's fantasy football name. Hopefully not mine.
Oh my gosh.
If anyone
But-
has anything else to say, we're moving on to week 8. We're pushing. Okay, go ahead. No,
okay,
for
I'll,
you,
I'll
for
say
you,
one
Unc,
more
for
thing,
you.
but I'll leave it for the last little bit. Go ahead.
No, okay, last little bit. All right, we're just running through week 8 real quick. I'll kick it off. I'm already a 6-point dog to Voodoo. Not liking how I feel about that. Quan's got the Queef Swallowers. Any chance there's a cousin to cousin trade before the trade deadline here? Any?
That was gonna be my question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what we doing? Trade lines Wednesday. What we doing?
What are we doing? Okay. All right. Well, phone lines are open. NJC, Siebert Frogs, you guys got each other. I mean, good luck to that. Speaking of noops, you guys are going at it. I would like to see the underdog win this one just because I like a little bit of chaos. And I know the underdog's feeling well, and the defending champ's always feeling himself, so he doesn't need any more flowers. Rudy, you got the curse, brother. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Very zen like. Very, very zen. Very zen.
What are we talking about right now? What
I understand.
yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. It's what do you think is gonna happen, man?
Yeah, I'll be meeting that up in a couple weeks, so it'll
I don't know,
be.
man. You got some injuries this week. I mean, be positive, brother. You might,
Oh, for sure.
Pimps,
The obvious.
Pimps, you got the counselor next week, T. Ruth. That should be a spicy matchup. You mentioned that one. Good luck to you in that one, man. Hope you bring it better than the Raiders have this season.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna try. I mean, he's a tough team, but hey, fucking Derrick Henry is no joke.
Never. And the young blood, Sugandis has who's coming in second. NJC, I know you're hoping who's coming second pulls out a miracle win there, but odds are against him. We'll find out in week 8. So
Sugandis gets his Chicago Bears back. I see a bounce back for Sugandis.
I think so too. That should be a great game to watch. Pimps, you wanted to send us off with something great here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you a little advice for you guys with younger kids. If you can do this, set them up with a Roth. And so just little financial advice. Set them up with a Roth. Custodial. They're young. You guys just put a little bit of money. When they get their birthday money, take half of it, throw it in. Hey, where you going? They just throw it in. They're gonna thank you later. Trust me. Roth IRA. Do it.
I love it.
Appreciate
I've been doing that with a
I love it.
529, but you're saying I should move that 529 money to a Roth?
Yes, absolutely. Because by the time they're 59 and a half, and trust me, it seems like a long way out. It's not. Time flies. Look at me and Derek. It seemed like yesterday we
guys.
were like 13 years old. Him ditching school and I'm doing his
We
homework.
still act like we're 13.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Are you guys hitting 60 next year? Is next year the big?
No, a couple years.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Sweet. Big party for those ones for sure.
Oh,
Okay. Great financial advice. Roth IRA. I need the 529 because I already can't afford college for my kids already. So I know that I'm trying to tuck that away there, but I'll get that IRA going too as well.
Absolutely.
We got fantasy football. Oh, Siebert. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this I hate to, and hopefully you can pick it up after this, man. But there was this big time basketball coach, I think out of the ACC, the Virginia basketball coach Tony Bennett. He retired this week, probably in the same vein of like Nick Saban with the NIL stuff. But because it's relevant to this week, he had this quote that I thought really hit home with the stuff we've been talking about with fantasy football, man. And I just wanted to get it out there. And I think it goes to, NJC, how we talked about when you're down and you're out, like it's tough to be excited about fantasy, and it's something that we all can relate with, man. But he said, I know you get to a point sometimes when winning is a relief more than a celebration, and losing sticks with you, and it's a pain, and that stuff has started to take a hold. And that's why he was talking about retiring, man. And I really, it's I think that you can see that with Vu, right? You can see that with any losing team. Even me, man, like I don't think I celebrate when I win anymore. I feel like it's just a relief. Like, Jesus, I won, I barely escaped, and let's try again next week, man. And I don't know how we get that joy back. I feel like fantasy really beats us down. I don't think you get that joy unless you win a championship, man. So I seeing that quote, it just really, like, I thought, 11 out of 12 teams feel like that every year. And it's tough, man. I'd love to have that joy of winning. It feels good this week. And now I got to go up against NJC, man. And it'll be a relief, right? Like, will I celebrate? I don't know. But for one of us, it's going to be a relief to get that W.
Well, because I've never won a title in this league, I can say that I've really had to shift especially this Sunday really broke me bad because I really thought I was going to win this week. And I just had to remind myself the journey is a dream. Shout out Kobe Bryant. And this is the fun stuff. And I can't let it ruin my fucking life because I have a wife and kids and I should enjoy their lives and we should have a great weekend. And the Dodgers won the fucking NLCS. But it's this part that I like, and I was bad last year too, and I'm bad most years. And one day it'll turn around, just like for us Raiders fans. One day we keep hope alive, and I think the week to week, compartmentalize it week to week, and you try to make it fun week to week and get a win, and you should celebrate every win you can because it's not easy to win. Shout out to the champs who've done it 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
Nick, and when you win it, all that's going to make it that much sweeter.
One day, I
Absolutely.
hope. Jesus
Absolutely.
Christ, perform 50.
Nick, you mentioned wives, and I can't let the OGs go without asking this question. And this will probably get us in a lot of trouble, man. But we are going to have an episode around the holidays where we bring some of the wives on. But Derek and Eric, man, does it get any easier?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. You really learn. I mean, don't want to sound like a bitch, but just fucking do whatever you want to do. It's just whatever. That goes that much far. That's my advice. Young motherfuckers that call me a bitch, I'm happy. Just whatever. Do it.
Yo, Siebert asked that question, and about 40 minutes ago, you literally were telling us a story about the Amazing Race and how you didn't want to be the angry black man on the show, but you were pushed to that extreme, and you've been married for, I'm guessing, over 20 years, and you were ready to fucking crack off, and you're like, oh, I'm being filmed on camera right now, so...
Yes.
It gets easier. Just say yes.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Gotta choose your battles, brother, and he's choosing them.
Yeah.
I hope that we can have the OGs on one more time before this season ends. Please. I know there's a juicy matchup coming up somewhere with one of the other hosts on here between Pimps and one of the other hosts. So let's make this happen just one more time. Can you pause an international trip, or can we catch you? Are you going anywhere in December, Hook? You're probably going to a lot of spots, man.
No,
I know you guys are jet setting to Myrtle Beach soon, but
Myrtle Beach is next week. Going to Cabo in Texas in November. I think I'm done in December. I got to sit my black ass at home. I got to sit my
Derek,
ass at home.
Do you remember where you live anymore, bro? Shit, you gone so much.
I'll see you in Myrtle Beach, man. You know what I'm kicking myself about is you told me every Tuesday when I take LJ to golf practice, I should have been training too. Have been. Hey, couldn't even respond when you said that joke about getting golf balls, man. I need about 6 Costco boxes to make it through next week.
Just think about this. On a 1-day trip, on a 1-day golf thing, how many balls you go through? Motherfucker, this is 4 or 5 days of golf.
4 or 5 days of golf. I'm not just thinking about the golf balls he's going to go through. I've seen this dude throw clubs And I can't imagine what 4 days.
Hey,
of that
my golf game's so bad. I was secretly hoping that Hurricane Helene was going to catch our trip.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Yeah. That's a great way to end it. Mother Nature, force of nature. You guys, thank you so much to the commission defending champs, Rudy, and the OGs, Captain Hook, Penthouse Pimps. I'm Rebel Scum. It's Any Given Sunday podcast, week 7 recap.
Yeah.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Please like and subscribe.